Good morning, everyone. Welcome back, or good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching from. Welcome. Oh, I'm missing half my stream. Welcome back for another stream. Game week 5 is finally here. The international break is finally over. It is so nice to be back. I feel like this international break has absolutely dragged and dragged. For anyone who doesn't know, last time I streamed just before the international break, I was away on holiday. So the past 2 weeks, I've had holiday ending, I've had back to work, and what is going on up there? Oh, there you go. Back to work and the international break, all to deal with in the space of 2 weeks. And it means that it has been, I love my job, but it's, it's been quite the international break for me. So happy that football is coming back this weekend, although I'm sure Chelsea will disappoint. As you can see, my team is up on screen right now. We will do everything we usually do during these live streams. For anyone who is new around here, first of all, welcome. What we normally do is we'll do a quick fire round of questions. We'll say hello to everyone in the chat first. We'll do a quick fire round of questions for those of you who decide to join the stream early, because I massively appreciate those who come in for the 9 o'clock start, particularly those in the UK, because this morning I went to sleep last night. I was quite tired. If anyone saw, I went out for dinner last night, trying this new pizza place that's opening near us, which was great. Got home, was quite full, so was very tired. Got into bed, didn't plug my phone in, which is A, a massive red flag. B, didn't set an alarm either, because for some people a 9 o'clock start for a stream might be fine. An 8, 8:15 gets up. For me, I would happily sleep until about 10 o'clock in the morning. So at 20 to 9, I wake up, I check my phone, which has 2% battery on it, and I realise I have 20 minutes until this stream starts. So I apologise if I look very mildly half asleep now, but I haven't made my transfers either, and I actually don't know what move I'm going to do yet. I have an idea, but I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do. So say hello in the chat first. We'll do the usual rounds of hellos. Like the stream if you haven't already, and then we will get in and do answering of a lot of your questions as well. So good morning to Vincent. Good morning to Duncan. Good morning to Chris, Joe, Ben, Dijan, Simon, Michael, Matt, Pascal, Prafur, Vincent, MT6, Ramok, Orca. We've got Lord Voldemort, Charlie, Cheekster. Morning, Cheekster. How are we doing? Thank you for all your support as well. Frank, Ahmed, Lionel, Stephen, Christopher, Goldstones, Toby, Jordan, IJ, EA, Gallagher, Reg, Michael, Ali, Dolls, Bibash, Paul, 9, Andy, Ginger T, Connor. Good morning to you all. Thank you for all the members joining as well. We did a members only stream yesterday, which I do every Friday to help the members out with their teams as well before the deadline stream. So it was a lot of fun, but I had to start it 3 times. The first one, I didn't actually click go live, so I was talking to them for 5 minutes before I actually did anything. The second one I started and I was had the stream open on my computer, so it was playing twice. So yeah. But anyway, next up is nice quick round fire of questions to start the stream off. So yeah, fire your questions away in the chat and we will start answering all of them. You will also notice that the mic is now in shot. So one big thing, like I'm massively conscious of like the quality of my videos in terms of like how like HD they are and the audio quality as well. HD I've sort of been fixated on for the past like year, and then I suddenly was like, oh, audio quality as well is something I really need to be aware of. And one thing that like people say is I need to have the mic as close to me as possible. So that being said, the mic is now closer to me, but it does mean it's very slightly in shot. I personally don't think it's a problem, but just say like it's fine or it's not fine in the chat. But I know a lot of people do it, so I don't think it's a massive problem. Best Pickford replacement. So, if you are buying a goalkeeper, a lot of this comes down to when you plan on wildcarding, right? Because if you're going to wildcard in game week 9 or so, I honestly think I'd buy Nick Pope. Or if you want to punt, I'd buy the Luton goalkeeper, which is probably Kaminsky. But I'd probably buy Pope because recommending a Luton goalkeeper to 1,000 people is probably not the best idea. So I'd probably buy Nick Pope because of the fixtures until you wildcard. If you're not going to, if you're going to wildcard like later, again, like Newcastle and Pope are right at the top, so I still probably would recommend them. He is expensive, yeah. If you want a cheaper one, then potentially you go with like Villa or you go with Fulham, but those are probably the names. Or you can just go West Ham and go Areola, but their fixtures over the next 2 are quite difficult. So it depends if you've got like Turner to play this week, because if you do, then maybe Areola, but his fixtures short term are not great. It's fine. Is Botman fit, Harry? Yeah, so Botman has been confirmed that he's in training this week. I mean, there's a very small chance that he doesn't play in game week 5, but it sounds almost definite that he will play in game week 6 at the very latest, which is when we need him for. So, would I play Botman or a Stupinan? It's pretty close, but I probably would play Botman. Would I buy Diaby? Yeah, I really fancy Diaby. There are a lot of good midfielders in the game, so it is quite difficult to find a space to buy Diaby in. But if you are looking to sell someone and don't have the money for a Maddison, etc., I would. The question now comes is, would I actually buy Diaby? Now, I've just said yes, but would I actually buy Diaby if I didn't own Brian Mbeumo? Because every video so far this season in my 5 players to buy series, I've had Mbeumo, and then I'm suddenly like, but even with the fixture this week, where like Brentford's fixtures are difficult. Like they have Newcastle, then they have Everton and Forest, then it's United and Burnley. Like still the next 5 are really nice. So it's pretty close. I would maybe still favour Mbeumo there. Start Alvarez or Jackson. If you've got Alvarez, I would definitely start him. I mean, I'm surprised your team's in a position where you can bench either of those, but there are some strong squads knocking around. So, yeah, I would definitely be playing Alvarez. I'm pretty sure he's going to start as well. Like, I think City will be reasonably like Alvarez and Foden. I think will start with the injuries that they've got. Start Gvardiol or Estupiñán. I'd probably play Gvardiol. City have the ability to just dominate every game. I do think West Ham will make it hard for them, but Diaby or Gusto, always favour the attacker, especially over a team who can't defend. Is Gabriel for Arsenal injured? No, I think he's fine. And he should start this weekend if you do want to play. If you've still got Gabriel, I think he becomes a good option now with the Partey injury, because I think Gabriel, he has to start now. I don't see a system really without Partey there that Gabriel doesn't, and Zinchenko starting, because Zinchenko, part of the reason Gabriel wasn't playing is because Zinchenko was injured. Best mid for 9.5, Son. So you will see that Son is top of... Sorry, that hot topic is not for today. Son is top of my players to buy, as you can see there, in the top right-hand corner, and he is also second on my fixture ticker. Fixture ticker is an interesting one. I am putting him below Haaland. It's really close, but I was just thinking, the comments made yesterday that Richarlison is going to be involved. I don't think he's going to... Oh. Duncan, you legend. Let me refresh the chat. Yeah, the comments he made about Richarlison, I don't think Richarlison's going to start, but it does mean that Son is only likely to then play 70 minutes or so up front. And whether he plays on the left wing or he goes off, that 20 minutes is not good for returns. So, yeah. I don't think I'm gonna buy Son. There are 3 transfers. So a lot of you asking in the chat about what transfers I make, and I'll do them in a minute. Ujo to Morris, yes. If you're looking for a transfer and you can upgrade your third forward to Morris, I quite like it. Onana, I think he's fine. Like, there's not a load of goalkeepers I want to buy, particularly this week, because I want to buy Flecken, but their fixture's not good this week. Pope, but he plays Brentford this week. So, like, I'll probably keep Onana for this week. Until game week 10, would I rather have Shah and Botman or Trippier and Bell? I mean, it completely depends, Andy. Like, if you need to play both of them every week, then it's definitely Shah and Botman. But if you only need one of them in your starting 11, then Trippier with Bell on the bench is absolutely fine. Because if one of them is your last defender, so it's like upgrading Kabore, then yeah, there's no need. Yeah, so I have swapped Saliba and Estupiñán around. There is a chance that neither of them start for me this game week. I like having my mic here because I hold it. I could hold it up here, but I know I did it yesterday and then I watched it back and it like you can hear it like when I touch it, so I'll hold it lower down. Is Saka injured? No, Saka's not injured. I put it in my video because at the time we thought there might be a slight flaring up of the issue that he's had for a long time, but I think he's fine. Jesus or Watkins? I'd buy Watkins. It depends when it depends when you're wildcarding. If you're wildcarding soon enough, then I would buy Jesus because I think he's better short term. But if you're not planning on wildcarding or you've already used it, then I think Watkins is the better long-term pick. Martinelli to Son and captain. I don't hate that at all. Like, if anyone tells me that they've captained Son this week, I've absolutely no problem with it. I think he's one of the best rivals of captain for Haaland we're going to get in the next few weeks. There is a time where then Liverpool become big rivals to him. So, if you're captaining Son just because, I want to go against Haaland, I wouldn't do it for that reason. Because from game week 10 onwards, there's going to be so many weeks that you can go against Haaland because of their fixtures. But I do think Son is a decent enough... Why is that? Don't know what's going on. That hot topic shouldn't be showing up. Awani or Alvarez for game week 5? I mean, if you're going to buy one, I find Alvarez still really difficult to recommend to buy because of the Champions League, basically. Morning, Lee. How are we doing? If anyone's going to ask, I'm going to recommend a Haaland captain this week. Because if you own Son and Haaland does, and I recommend a Haaland captain, and Haaland does badly, at least you've still got Son. I still think that it's really, really close. Sheffield United will not give the space in behind that Burnley gave last weekend. And I don't think people necessarily realise that it could be much harder for them than it was last weekend, despite how good they are. So I still think Haaland captain, because if Son scores this weekend, Son captainers will be happy. If Haaland scores in a game, people are like, oh, that's fine. Haaland has massively changed the goalpost of what an acceptable captain return is. A single return is not good enough anymore, or it is pretty meh. Whereas before, if your captain scored, you'd be happy, right? You'd be like, fine, as long as they don't blank, basically. Whereas now, it's like, Haaland gets goals and assists every weekend. So I'm realising that this side of my face is a little bit darker. So let me play with the lights a little bit. Unlink. Watch this. Ooh, which one is it? Ooh, wrong one. Ooh, and then I can make myself... Look at that. It's exciting, isn't it? So, in terms of my my transfer plans for this weekend, it's so nice to have FPL back, honestly. I cannot tell you. So, I honestly think I've got 3 things that I could do this week. Let me get a transfer page up. That would be good preparation, wouldn't it, Harry? God, I am half asleep. Also, before we go any further, if you guys are not in the league, and if you're not in the league, make sure you get in the league, because this league is raising money for charity. Every person that beats me this season donates 20p to charity. Now, it probably doesn't sound like a lot in 20p, but I'm currently like 5,000th in the league, which means I'm currently donating like $1,000 to charity. And there are 20,000 people in the league. So it could end really badly for me, but I am raising money for a great cause. So if you're not in it, just click that link. We'll do my team in just a second. YouTuber, 278 points. Very nice start. You're ahead of me. Onana, Udogi, Stupinan, Chaël, Saka. Wildcard? You don't need to wildcard that team. Your team's really good. Yeah, no need to wildcard. Save that wildcard till like game week 8 to 10. You'll be thanking me for that for sure. For sure. Oh. I accidentally clicked on the league link. Cool. Start to Visa, Estupinan, Archer, Henry, Kabore. 2 defenders start. So I have to pick a defender. Estupinan, definitely. And then probably Visa. Also bought Son and have Maddison. If I've got Son and Maddison, for me, that's enough Spurs. I'd captain Haaland. Because if Spurs suddenly struggle today and you have double plus a Son captain, for me, that's too much. But maybe that's a boring way of looking at it, but that's me. Anyway, so in terms of my transfers this week, there are a few things I'm considering. The first one and the most likely transfer is selling a Saliba and probably buying Fabian Schär. I just think there is enough upside of Fabian Schär over Botman for it to be worth it. Now, I could do to Botman. If I decide that I want to go on Botman, then I can. But I really have not decided what transfers I'm going to make. My voice is always croaky in the morning. So Schär in there is definitely one thing I could do. The other one that I could potentially do is... I could do Saka to Son. It's still on the cards. I don't think I will do it. But it is... If I was going to sell a midfielder, I'm selling Saka. And the reason for that is I'm going to do that... Oh, the donation sound is crazy loud. Oh, which one is it? All right, I've lowered it. Wildcard save. Any first 11 change or captain? No, I'd bench benching Matoma is fine. No, like your bench, I wouldn't start any of them. And captain, I would change, right? Captain if it was me, I'd captain Haaland. But so I could do Son in, and the last thing I could do is Pickford out. And I don't quite know where I'd go. Which is why I don't want to do it this week, really. I am really... Not Trafford. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I didn't actually post about it on Twitter. I am tempted to buy the Luton goalkeeper. And you're all going to tell me I'm absolutely crazy. No, Duncan, he's putting my league code in the chat. Yusuf, I'm sorry. Oh, you can't untime someone out. It's really annoying. That is my league code. For anyone who needs it. Are you worried about Turner not starting? I am, yeah, which is part of why I'm like... Part of me why I'm wanting to make a goalkeeper transfer for Pickford so that the player on my bench... I don't love Pickford. I have missed the price drop on him. But look at the fixtures, right? And I'm not expecting clean sheets here. But it is just like Fulham Wolves a double game week. Do I think he outscores Pickford over that run? So Pickford has, right? The games that I play them in, I'd have Kaminsky with Wolves at home and then the double game week. Whereas Pickford has Brentford away, Luton at home. I don't think it's crazy that he outscores him. But is it worth a transfer? Probably not. Is it worth a transfer? Probably not. Derby or bench or Darwin bench. So Darwin, we don't know if he's going to play. The sub... Oh, gosh. Sub notification. All right. Let me lower them both down for you. I've lowered them both. Was that better? I'm surprised you can even hear that now. Oh, I whacked it up again. Anyway. Would I do Saka or Foden to Son? I do Foden. I still would do Foden despite the Trippier caveat. Bulldog to Trips and Roll, or Bulldog and to Shah and Foden to Son. I like the Bulldog to Shah and Foden to Son move, personally. But with the injuries City have got, Foden should start. But it might mean that he plays left wing and he's right out on the touchline. If I was going to sell a mid for Son this week, out of all of them, it would of course be Bowen, but it would also be Foden, I think. Why Shah ahead of Trippier? So, the reason Shah is ahead of Trippier is it affects my transfer plans further down the line. And I will show you why. Because I was sat in bed before I fell asleep last night with my phone not on charge. Yes, Botman is fit. I was something like, can I write that? But yeah, it's fine. Cool. So, it affects my transfer plan down the line. So I apologise to anyone, but I am going to spend just 5 minutes showing you my transfer plans for the next few weeks. And actually if anyone knows me for a long time or watched me for a long time, you know I love to save the wild card. And that's what I'm going to try and do this week. 257 points. Maddison, Chaël. Maddison, Chaël, Saliba, Stupinan and Buemo. Saka, Rashford, Bruno, Foden, Haaland, captain, Isaac bench, Johnson and Bulldog, Kabore and Barmer. Wildcard. That team's not worth a wildcard. It is looking like you'll want a wildcard in game week 8 though, because you've got no Spurs. But I think you can get to game week 8. Really, I do think saving out on the wildcard, if you've not used it now, saving it till game week 8 if you don't have any Spurs, and saving it to game week 10 if you do have Spurs is worth it. That's basically the difference between the game week 8, 9, 10 wildcard. You need to play in game week 8 if you have no Spurs, because they have Luton and Fulham in the next 2. But game week 10, you can then move things around because it's Manchester City versus United that week. Why the Luton keeper if I have Kabore? Because Kabore might not even start. Sorry, it's a bit weird when it's small. But so if I do Saliba out to Fabian Schär in. Next week, I'm stuck with a very similar thing of not having very many transfers I want to make. So I actually plan on doing Turner to Areola next week and leaving him on my bench again. And he's actually not going to play for me for quite a few number of weeks. And it might be a waste of a transfer, but I've got literally nothing to do next week. Unless something happens. Game week 7. Sorry, I know this is really small. I don't know if I can just zoom in. No. Game week 7, I want to do Jackson to Morris. Now, I think that's worth it. And I still have... It says I've got 1, but I have 2 free transfers. Actually, let me just do that in this week as well. So, then in game week 7, I bring Morris in. And then in game week 8, it's the perfect week. If anyone doesn't have Son and you have Saka, in game week 8, you will do Saka to Son, right? Saka has Manchester City, Chelsea, whereas Son has Fulham, Luton. It is the perfect time to make that switch. Why not Turner to Leno this week? I mean, I could do, but I don't really want like loads of money in the bank. And I think I think Turner might play on Monday, but I'm not sure how Neldy is going forward. It does mean that I'll probably have to start Archer against Fulham, which is okay. Like, they've been pretty good, and Fulham are leaking chances. Should I start Saliba over Watkins? Definitely not. Always favour the attacker. Get Watkins in that. I'm still using only one transfer, and defence looks pretty solid. And game week 9, I know this is really small, it's a bit annoying, but anyway. Game week 9, I have 2 free transfers again. It's when the Chelsea fixtures become difficult, so I can do like Chaël to... I think Matty Cash has a great fixture that week. He has like West Ham, Luton, Forest, so I could easily do that. And then that frees me up money to then upgrade... Oh no, that's not what I was going to do this week. It means I can then do... I basically can get Salah in in game week 8 or something like that. So basically, Shah's transfer moves. If I go Trippier, I can't get to Son without playing my wild card or selling Trippier, is the conclusion. And if you're buying Trippier this week, you will wild card between 8 to 10 if you want to buy Mo Salah. So I don't know I want to wildcard in game week 8 to 10. I love saving my wildcard. I do it every year, apart from last year because of the World Cup. But before that, I did it every year. So is Salah in my transfer plans? Absolutely. The fixtures for them compared to the fixtures for City are so good. But a lot of people are speaking... A lot of people are speaking about potentially selling Haaland to get Salah, and I'm not going to do that. The title of the stream is Son versus Maddison. When will we hear it? Yeah, fair tour. 6, 7, 8, completely fair. Before we do that, if you haven't liked the stream already, please do so. I'm also going to try and hit 80k subs during this stream, which is, again, a crazy, crazy milestone. We are 150 away from hitting it. We are so, so close. So if you aren't subscribed already, help me hit 80k during this stream. It would be so appreciated. So Son versus Maddison. I'm surprised it's the name of the stream. Is that what I made it? Yeah, I did. But for me, Son is the better option. But it does impact... No, I think it's quite simple. If you have none of them and you're buying one, you buy Son this week. Very straightforward. If you can't afford him, Maddison is still a fantastic option. I'm so happy that I've got Maddison. He looks so good for Spurs at the moment. But Son is better. I fully expect him to continue playing striker. Should be on penalties as well, although we don't actually know that. So yeah, it's straight up on Son. Son on captain. For me, he's second on the captaincy ticker. He is behind Haaland on it. He is the top player to buy this week, though. Is Botman fit? Yes. He said yesterday that he's trained since, I think, Wednesday. Yeah. Will Gusto start? Yes. Reece James, they said, we hope to have him back before the next international break. So I can't see him playing today. Sterling out for Son. Now, Let's Talk FPL was talking about this. And it is different. In your mind, it's different. If you bought him in game week 4 to now go straight from Sterling to Son, does feel a little bit reactionary and does feel a little bit like knee-jerky. But I'm not against it. If it's your only way to Son and Sterling out is it, as a Chelsea fan, I'm not against it at all. Botman versus Chaël. So I put a tweet about this with the Botman versus Chaël versus Trippier as well. Is they are worth the money that you are paying for them. They are worth the money you are paying for them. Shah has more attacking threat than Botman. Trippier has more attacking threat than Shah. If anyone told me they bought Trippier this week, they bought Shah this week, they bought Botman this week, I have absolutely no issues with any of it. I've got no problem with whoever you decide to buy this week. All of them are fine. Sterling gone already? Yikes. Just as a Chelsea fan, Majed, nothing major this week. We will, of course, as we get closer to the deadline, we'll be keeping an eye on any potential team news. The big one, of course, is Liverpool, who are early up. Now, that doesn't massively impact people, but it might be that people have Darwin. Of course, Trent has been ruled out, of course. But there are kickoffs at 3 o'clock. There are kickoffs at 3 o'clock that we may well get team news for before the deadline. They are, of course, Spurs, so we might learn where Son is going to line up. We might get Manchester United. We may learn where Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford are going to line up. If we get early team news that Rashford is playing right wing, I think I'll probably sell him and buy Son. Anything else? And City as well, right? So Spurs, United, City are all 3 o'clock games. It's all within reason that we get early team news on all three of those teams, or any of those three of those teams. So my transfers are either Pickford out, but I don't really have a goalkeeper I want to buy. Saliba to share. I just have a hunch that Everton are going to score this weekend. People are like, Harry, why were you starting a Superman in all your videos this week? Because I just have a feeling that the Everton are going to score. It's as simple as that. Start Sanchez or Pope in goal. No idea who to start. I'd Pope. Home goalkeeper, and Chelsea are rubbish. I'm a Chelsea fan before anyone comes for me in the comments, but I'm not sure anyone will. If news came out Foden is bench, should I swap for Son? Yeah. If you have Alvarez or Son, Alvarez or Foden, and we get news that either of them doesn't play, I'd probably sell them. I feel like that sub noise is now really, really low. Martinelli or Foden out for Maddison and Son. Martinelli or Foden out for Maddison or Son. I'd probably sell Martinelli. And if you can do Martinelli to Son, I would. Arsenal at Goodison haven't been amazing recently. True. Plus, they've got all of their attackers back fit. McNeil is back. Calvert-Lewin is back for 20 minutes probably. But they have new strikers. I think Everton score tomorrow. Both teams to score in that game is my plan. Son will outscore Rashford this week. Great. Right. This is the next one. Let me get my Twitter up because I posted about it last night. The thing is, if I go to Son this week, I'm fully not surprised. First of all, this is what I had for dinner last night. New pizza place was offering for in their first 2 weeks, 50% off. The first one's got loads of mushrooms on, right? I got roasted on Twitter for having too many mushrooms in my pizza, but they did it. We got the try them all pizza to share. It was absolutely banging. Darren, Estupiñán or Gabriel? Estupiñán or Gabriel? I'd probably play Gabriel over the two. It was amazing, and the beer was really good as well. I only had one though. Fully expect Son will probably outscore Rashford this week. But going into game week 6, who would you rather have, right? Oh, this week only. If you're making a 1 week punt, yeah, great, buy Son. But game week 6 for me, you got Burnley away versus Arsenal away. You'd probably rather have Marcus Rashford. Game week 7 is close. Game week 7, and then game week 8 onwards. What game week am I looking to wildcard? 10 or later. If I'm going to go in the 8 to 10 window, it will be in game week 10. But there is a part of me that wants to just save it and just throw it to game week 18, 19 down the line. There is part of me that wants to do that. And I do think it's possible. Yeah, it was. Oh, it was so good. This one had ricotta. This was pepperoni. And then this was prawns. It was a bit weird to have on pizza, but it was actually really nice. It's like a Detroit style. So nice to have something different. It was really good, actually. We'd definitely go back. It was a little bit of chaos in there. It was obviously, like, I think it was only, like, their second Friday night. And it was chaos. And they were accepting too many walk-ins. So it was chaos. But it didn't take very long, and it was really nice. Throw it to game week 19. I am potentially doing it. Botman or a Stupinan. I'd probably play the Newcastle defender. 24 subscribers needed. How long have we got? Cool. If you haven't liked already, please make sure you do so. I am putting it into subscriber only mode. You literally have subscribed for 1 second to be able to comment in the chat, but there is a lot going on already, and we're still over an hour until the deadline, so it's only going to get busier. Start Botman or a Stupinan? Yeah, Botman. Start Turner or Edison? I'd probably play Turner. That in London? Yes, it is in London. I'm not going to give the location of it over live stream to 2,000 people because it's like a 20-minute walk from where I live. But if you want to know where it is, then what kind of beer is it? They had their own lager, so that's what I had. I ordered something else, and I was like, actually no, let me have what they make. What's my transfer this game week? Sorry, enough of the pizza talk. We used to talk about pizza all the time on these streams when I first started. Not anymore. My potential transfers. So, Saliba to Chaël, Saliba to Botman, Saka to Son. I could sell Kabore, but part of me thinks Kabore... If Kabore comes back into the team, then part of me will want to start him in the double. Let me know, who would you start in the double? Kabore with a double game week, if he was going to play both, or a Stupinan with Aston Villa away. Because that would be the decision I've got. And I'd probably just play Kabore. So, part of me wants to give him one more week. And if he doesn't start in game week 5, I'll sell him. Well, I probably won't actually. But I might do. So, I could, like, Kabore to Bell. Like, of all those transfers I've got lined up over the next couple of weeks, I could just do Kabore to Bell next week. But Bell doesn't have any attacking threat, really. Matoma out, Diaby in. I do think Matoma out is a good idea. The only issue is he plays Bournemouth at home next week. Looking at... This is why I love having a Stupinan in my team. This is why I love having a Stupinan in my team, because the fixtures next week defensively are really tough. Thoughts on Handsome Squidward versus Obi-Wan? I love answering non-FPL questions, but I don't think I can comment. I know the Handsome Squidward meme, but I don't know what it means in relation to Obi-Wan. Bring in Son for Foden or Mbeumo. Foden. Easy. Definitely don't sell Mbeumo. Mbeumo is still one of the best assets in the game. Can I answer me Mbeumo or Foden? Mbeumo's better. Buy Maddison or waiting for watching Son? If you can buy Maddison... and you can't buy Son, absolutely fine to buy Maddison, but I would prefer to buy Son. Is Salah a risky pick as captain? He's third on my list, but I would say out of 100, I would score Haaland. Like, if Haaland's 100, because he's number 1, Son is a 95, Salah's a 65. Like, the jump off between Son and Salah, I think, is big for this week, so I wouldn't do it. Wolves are no mugs, particularly at home. How am I confident Newcastle defence against Brentford? I'm not massively confident on any defenders at the moment. Start Alvarez or Luis Diaz. Alvarez. Like, what defenders can we actually be confident in at the moment? Last week, there were 2 clean sheets. It was Liverpool, who don't have Van Dijk, and they've been awful defensively this season. They've been great going forward before the Liverpool fans think I've got an agenda against them again. And then Nottingham Forest away at Chelsea, the team that we all bought into our FPL teams to target that fixture. Buy Udogie. My question to you on Udogie. Is over the next 3 game weeks, who do you think scores more? Where's Spurs, right? A Newcastle defender or Udogie? Because Udogie is not keeping a clean sheet in game week 6 or 7. So I recommended in my answering the key questions of this week on Twitter, I recommend buying a Newcastle defender over Udogie this week. You may well think that's crazy, but Duncan, thank you for being a member for 8 months. Feels like you've been a member for much longer. But will I sell Edison to Luton goalkeeper? Don't want to sell. I mean, I probably wouldn't. I don't know who your backup goalkeeper is, but I don't think I would do that. Is it Turner? Edison to Luton goalkeeper is, I mean, I don't think it's a transfer I can recommend when their next 4 are West Ham, Nottingham Forest, Wolves. I think I might get cancelled if I decide to recommend anyone selling Edison to buy the Luton goalkeeper. So no, I don't think I would. Sorry. Right. Estupiñán or Henry? Estupiñán. Martinelli or Maddison? Maddison. Ward-Prowse to Maddison? Yes. Start Gusto for double Chelsea defence or start Visa? I'd probably start Visa. Saka to Son now. I'm favouring on no on it at the moment. Watkins or Alvarez or Jesus? Short term, Jesus. Long term, Watkins. But if you've got Alvarez, he's great. Semenyo or Archer for the third forward? Archer. Rory, 13 months. It's been a pleasure having you. Thank you very much for being a mod as well. I greatly appreciate it. Not that my chat give you anything actually to do, but... So, I've got a super chat here from Cowsey Craig that is all abbreviated. BS, Bukayo Saka, Bruno Fernandes, Bryan Mbeumo, Marcus Rashford, Phil Foden, crack the code. Currently 1 free move, feel ill. Can you do Foden to Son? If not, roll it. Rolling down a river. It's my one bugbear with streaming on YouTube. I love it, but I would love to be able to play music. But then I wouldn't do any stream. I wouldn't do any FPL questions. I'll be sat here singing along to I don't know what. Do I do Saka to Son? You need help. Jordan, I'm currently favouring... It's probably... Right. In terms of my team, I'm probably 20% Saka to Son, 30% Saliba to Botman, 50% Saliba to Shah is probably where I'm at. Botman didn't drop last night. It was a real shame. The amount of randomers who on Twitter who just tweet team news. Honestly. Right. Bruno Robin, thank you. Oh, Bruno, thank you for becoming a base tier member. You get all the little emojis of my face in the chat. I'm going to update these as well. But you also get your questions answered, highlighted as well. So there's one which no one understands this, but this is meant to be Harry Potter. And people say with my glasses on, my name's Harry. I also share the same middle name as Harry Potter as well. Answers in the chat, if you know the answer there. His middle name is named after his dad. Anything from the trolley? Saka and Estupiñán to Son and Botman. -4. Can't get, it's not worth it. Son isn't worth a -4. Why not Morris this week and keep Saliba? Because if I go Archer to Morris, it's one of the things, it's like Trippier. It just means that the Game Week 10 wildcard is so nailed on. And it's one of the things, I just have a feeling that, James, in it. Easy, sorry, I need to get harder questions for you all. If I do Archer up to Morris or I do Trippier in, it basically confirms that I've got to wildcard in Game Week. I need to move that camera back a little bit. There we go. It basically confirms to me that I'm going to have to wildcard in Game Week 10. And I don't really want to do that. And I don't want to necessarily do that. I have Trent on the bench. The thing is with Trent, is if he doesn't play this week, he's still a doubt for next week based off what Klopp said. Then the 2 weeks after are really difficult. So you're going to not be without. You're going to have Trent on your bench for 4 weeks. I probably would sell him. Because I don't even think after that he's necessarily I don't think after that he's necessarily a great pick either. So I would probably sell him if you've got him. We are 100 subscribers away from hitting 80,000. So, I don't know which way it goes out. So before Game Week 1, I got some confetti cannons and I forgot to let it off on the Game Week 1 deadline. But it doesn't have like an arrow of which way it shoots out, and both ends are the same. I don't want to like shoot it into my face. They're quite old now as well. Why doesn't it have like a big... Oh, it does there. Got it. Psst. Transfer plans. If I had to make it now, it would be Saliba to Shaw, but I'm not... it's only 50%. I'm holding right now. I got 2 free transfers, so I do actually have to make a move. Cool. Save those for when you win FPL. I might be waiting a while, but I'm on the way up. The ranks have been good enough over the past 3 years that fingers crossed one day. Fingers crossed one day. But no. Saka to Son. Saka to Son is my 3rd favourite transfer this week. I just don't think I'm going to do it. Oh, I don't have my headphones with me. I need to go and get them in a minute. Viability of Ruben Diaz in spite of Pep Roulette. He's fine. I feel like you have missed the boat a little bit on the City defence though, because it's only like 3 game weeks until their fixtures turn, and then you won't really want them. So, is Botman starting this week? I think so. Is this audio clearer if I talk like... I mean, I don't deliberately talk right into the mic, but people always have told me that having a mic closer to you improves the audio quality. It also means I don't have to shout at you. Derby or Sterling? Andy's already bought Son. Did he sell Sterling? Did he do it last night when there was a potential price rise for him? Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Connect by Namaga. Best replacement for Gabriel. I would just keep him this week. If you do want to sell him, it's a Newcastle defender. Oh, we sold Sterling for him. Fair. It's one of those ones that if you bought Sterling last week, it's it's difficult because you're like, I don't really want to do that because I just bought him. But yeah, fair. I don't think it's a bad transfer at all. Hopefully Chelsea bounce back. I need it for Chelsea, but because he also has Jackson, so I think that's quite a good transfer. So I imagine he's going to roll and then he'll buy a Newcastle defender next week. Yeah, fair. I don't think anyone else has made moves yet. I think I'm going to go Saliba to Shaw. I'm interested to know what Oscar does. But our teams are quite different, so that's fine. Archer to Morris is fine. It does lock you into a wild card. So I said this earlier. A game week 10 wildcard is absolutely fine. But if you are doing Archer to Morris, you basically don't have a choice of it. Unless you take a -4 to sell him, because you'll need that money off your bench. Which is why I think I'll just keep Archer. Because I really fancy being a bit different and saving that wildcard. I do it. I've often done it. And I feel like I might do it again this year. Will I play Shah? So yeah, Shah would come in and he'd fiddle Saliba's spot. And then, I'm stuck with the same problem next week as well, that I don't really want to make a transfer. But if Chelsea disappoint, then Chilwell could go. If Chelsea disappoint, Chilwell could go. Because then we have Aston Villa. My nice cup of tea is now very cold. Cool. So, Weezer to Morris, yeah, I don't mind it. The fixtures over the next few they are top of the ticker, because the fixture ticker on Fantasy Football Scout and on all the tickers do favour fixtures massively. So if you've got a double and no one else does, you will just be at the top of the ticker. I think even if you played like the 4 hardest teams, you'd probably still be at the top. But the fixtures are really nice. He's the main man as well. Sorry, someone just asked in the chat, like, how do you sign up to be a member? Very, very quickly, I have 4 tiers of memberships. It's once you've subscribed on my channel, plus, come on, less than 100 subscribers away. If you click the join button, there are 4 tiers. The like base tier, which just gets you like stream perks. The mid tier members content is probably the one that I like recommend the most. It gets you access to like the WhatsApp chat with everyone in it. There's so much going on, like match day chats. I'm so excited for today to come back to be in that match day chat with everyone. It's like 80 people in there. And you get members only videos and members only streams. So on a Monday, I do a game week review for everyone, for all the members. And there's a members only stream on a Friday where it's just members getting their questions answered as well. Then there's team support if you want help one-to-one as well. And then GOAT tier if you just fancy being really kind and supporting me lots. You get a free gift with that one. But yeah, that's just for people who really want to support, which is amazing. Honestly, it's amazing in there. I appreciate Duncan. Yeah, we're very nice. And if people are not nice, I quickly tell them off, so don't worry. And there's also one about non-FPL news, which is often a lot of pictures of cats. And dogs. Remove Gvardiol for Shah or Udogi. So I'd buy Shah over Udogi this week. Right. I should know this, but what actually did the little like hearts and stuff do? Like, what do they do? What do they do? Is it better than a stress ball? I would probably say it's yes. Yeah. Depends how stressed you get. If whether it's better or not. But can I fit Salah in without wildcard? I can. I think it's possible. I can get to Salah without a wildcard with a maximum of a -8 over the next 6 weeks. And I'm just trying to decide whether I think that's worth it. I think it probably is. Yeah, but like, does it boost the like... I don't know. Son for Bruno Fernandes. If you're buying Son for Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Saka, like, I've got no problem with the transfer. They were all reasonable, and there's reasoning to do him in for any of them. So, honestly, since joining the WhatsApp community, my mental health in relation to FPL has been way better. Shared pain. Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, it is nice. It definitely is. Shared pain is always good. Do I plan on making a transfer? Yes, I've got 2 moves. If you've still got Watkins, should I replace him with? Who should you replace him with? I would keep Watkins. Saka is not injured as well. Saka is fine. Saka is fine. Where's my stream? Let me just retweet it. Liverpool. Also, stick with Foden despite minutes worries. I'll move to Salah with one free transfer. Oh, that would be really... If you could do Salah in for Foden this week, that's really, really close. But next week, the Forest at home fixture is really good for them. Who do Liverpool play in 6? Asim, thank you for joining. Base tier member, you get all the little emojis, so feel free to use those, and you get your questions answered as well. Who do Liverpool have next week? West Ham at home. I probably would keep Foden. Like game week 7, Liverpool go away to Spurs, whereas City have Wolves. Like short term, but I would keep that money because I think you'll want to do that transfer soon enough. Saka for Son cap. I can't say no to it. I think it's a decent enough transfer. It's my 3rd favourite transfer this week. WGP, thank you. Drop me a message on Instagram or on Twitter and I'll get you added to the group chats after this stream. West Ham, yeah. Leave Martinelli for this week, then get Mbeumo and use funds for Son. Yes, the only thing is if you're not buying Son this week, you don't really need to buy him next week because of the fixtures. If you don't buy him this week, you'll buy him in game week 8 basically. But you can just leave that money in the bank. You leave the money in the bank. You have Maddison, but do I bring in Son for Salah? No, I wouldn't be selling Salah, I don't think. Foden to Son or roll, you have Maddison. I probably would do the move. I probably would do Foden for Son. I probably would do it. How much is Son? He's 9. I don't think he went up. He'll go up tonight. If he hasn't gone up last night, he'll go up tonight. No, he's 9.1 still. I'm already in the league. I know. Yeah, it's 9.1. He's 9.1. Is it a good time to buy Maddison? Yes, still great. Still a great asset. The data is really strong for him still. The church outside my house is going. That means it is 10 o'clock. Like, per 90, he's averaging 0.92 expected returns per 90. And he plays 90 almost every game. He has had some easy games in there, but he has had Brentford away, United at home in there. And like 3 of those have been away. So Burnley away, Bournemouth away. The data is really strong. And it's not been that like it's massively skewed to one game. Like he did really well in the Bournemouth one. He did reasonably well there. Like he's done well in all the games, really. The data against United is a little bit lower, but you would expect that. Mubama or Ward-Prowse benched. If you mean Mbeumo, start Mbeumo over Ward-Prowse. But if it's Mubama as in the striker, then start Ward-Prowse. Am I planning to buy Son or I stick with Maddison? I'm not going to be selling Maddison this week. Will not do Maddison to Son. Will not be selling Maddison for Son. You feel like Gordon can get some decent points. He's only 5.5. So I spoke about this on my podcast I do for Fantasy Football Scout called Burning Questions. I've completely forgotten the question. Oh, Gordon. The Newcastle attack is great and they will score goals. But with Champions League, there are so many of them. They could easily swap their attack from being Gordon, Isaac, Almiron to Barnes, Wilson, and then Jacob Murphy. And you wouldn't even notice the difference in them. They'd perform just as well. So, yeah. Richarlison starts. If you've got Richarlison, I'd sell him. I don't think he's going to start today. I think he'll come off the bench. Onana or Turner? I'd probably play Turner. What about Højlund? So part of the reason I don't want to sell my Manchester United assets is because I think Højlund will start. And I think they'll be much better with him in the team. You transfer Matoma to Son. Should I captain Son? Don't feel like you have to captain someone just because you bought them. Still captain the player you expect to score the most points. You can have bought Son because you expect him to get... You can buy Son because you expect him to score 15 points, but it doesn't mean you necessarily think that Haaland scores less. We are 35 subscribers away from 80k. There must be 35 of you. Not even, you can't use the chat if you're not subscribed. So there must be 35 of you. If you get only one free transfer, if I had one free transfer, I would roll. But I'm going to use one transfer, and I think it'll be Saliba to Fabian Schär. That's my plan. I just don't know if the attacking threat of Schär is worth it over saving 0.5 and going with Botman. Is probably where I'm at. I don't think I'm going to buy Son now. Having to decide which of those to sell an hour before the deadline whilst trying to do a stream is not a good idea. Mitoma to Diaby. Yeah, Diaby looks great. Fave keeper pick this week. I mean, I probably would buy Pope. Or if you've got Turner and you can start him this week, then buy Flecken. Flecken or Pope. Mitoma and Watkins to Son and Archer. You already got Jackson. If your bench is strong enough that you are only going to play one of Mitoma and Watkins, or you've got a good enough bench that you don't have to start Archer, fine. But I don't really want to sell Watkins. Can I do -4 for Vicario to Pope and Saka to Son? Just do Saka to Son. You don't need the -4 of upgrading Vicario to Pope. Vicario has Sheffield United at home. But you can afford Kabori to Schär instead of Saliba. Yeah, but it impacts my things further down the line. And after this week, I don't really need Saliba. The fixtures for them are between now and game week 11, after this week, Bournemouth away, Sheffield United at home. I reckon they keep one clean sheet in game week 6. So 1, 2, 3. I reckon they keep one clean sheet in the next 6 after this weekend. So if I get the call right today, the call will be right going forward. And then game week 12, I can go back in them. Trevor, thank you for renewing your membership. Appreciate it. So yeah, this is why I think selling Saliba is fine. I will invest again probably in game week 12. The fixtures look decent enough from there. And then game week 19 onwards, they are really nice. So they're probably worth having part of the squad. But I don't think I need them until game week 11. So it just helps me. I don't need them. So I don't need them sat on my bench. I don't need that cash there. I might as well just have Kabore sat there. And hope he plays. And hope he comes back in. He missed one game. And it's plausible. The thing is, we might get to the double. And because it's Luton, they don't, not necessarily that used to playing so many games. He might play one in the double. In which case, I'd probably play a Stupinan. But I don't think it's impossible. You don't have Maddison or Son. Who would I get first? Son. Son is a better asset if you're buying one this week because he's playing up front. My phone is now getting incredibly hot. I'm just looking for any early team news. Yeah, we're still an hour away for the deadline. We're still just under an hour away to the deadline. $16 subscribers away. How come I don't do... The thing is with Pickford to Pope, again, it's $1 million that because I want a Newcastle defender next week. I mean, I could do Pickford to Pope and then Saliba to Botman next week. That is possible, but... Oh, you're putting thoughts in my mouth. I did post about Pickford to Pope last night. Brad, appreciate it. No Son, get him in. Just don't find it I know that every video I've done this week, people are shouting at me to sell Fernandes, but I don't think I'm going to do it. Anish, thank you for joining as a top tier member and upgrading. Send me a message anywhere you like, your favorite place to message me, and I'll get you added to all the relevant additional places that the top tier get. Foden to Son for a -4. No, I don't think it's worth a hit. Hits are dangerous at this time of the season. We don't have enough to go on. And it swings your ranks so much. Best City Newcastle defender. City, I'd probably favour Diaz just because he feels like the most nailed. Newcastle defender. I mean, Schär, Botman, Sorry, I just froze again. Schär, Botman, Trippier are all worth the money that you pay for them, basically. They're all good assets. If I went Botman instead of Shah, wouldn't it be easier to get Salah? Yes, it would. But do I think the attacking threat is worth it? It's annoying how small it goes. So, Snowpoke. Who of Bruno and Rashford I sell for Son? If not, why Saka over them? Just because the Saka to Son transfer I'm going to make in game week 8 anyway, which is why I favour Saka. If I had to sell one of the United guys, I still would keep Bruno. But yeah. Honestly, trying to get my brother to do his fancy team is a nightmare. He's just asleep. He sleeps too much on a Saturday morning to do his fancy team. So, sorry, I just need to replan my team if I decided to do Pickford to Pope this week. So, Pickford to Pope, and in theory, Saliba to Botman, right? Game week 6. How old am I? I am 25. I don't know if people think I look older or younger than that. Is Foden a good hold? Foden is a good hold, especially with the injuries. It makes them weaker, but he should play them all. Game week 6 comes around. I probably roll. It's not about the transfer. It's about whether and then I do Jackson to Morris. It's whether I can afford it. Bench Stupinan over Gusto, yes. Batman starts today. He should do. Son in for Rashford. Is it worth it? I look 25. I will. You guessed I was 25. Fair. Son in for Rashford. Is it worth it? I think it's fine. I don't have anything against it. It's not a move I'm making myself, but I don't have necessarily an issue with it. I look young. All right. Yeah, so game week 7, I bring in Morris. Game week 8 is when we do Saka out. Saka to Salah. You look younger than 25, but also higher. Why don't I take my glasses off? Does that impact it? Now what age do I look? Start Morris or Mbuemo. Part of me, I then was thinking about doing Rashford to... I can do Rashford to Salah here. Oh, sorry, Rashford to Son as well. Leaves me 1.2 mil short. It's annoying. Pope's not done, no. I'm just trying to work out if it allows, because then when I go to buy Salah, Son in game week 8, this will leave me really short of a defender here. Peter, thank you for the super chat. Eze and a Stupinan to Trippier and Maddison. Eze and a Stupinan to Trippier and Maddison, I probably would do that. It just doesn't leave me very much here for this defender. Who can I buy for 4.4? And if anything, it might be less. If anything, it might be less. If I could get to a Brentford option or something there, then I would. But Yash, thank you for joining as a top tier member. Send me a message anywhere you like, and I'll get you added to all the chat. So Pope looks great, but it does really restrict where I can get It does really restrict me. Thoughts on Jackson? I wouldn't sell Jackson this week. I can't go Pope then. No, not really. As much as I like the Pope move. I don't think Son will play out wide. I think he'll play centrally. I really think he'll play centrally. Bench Gabriel or a Stupinan. I think Gabriel should start. There's just no one, like, it just doesn't work. Because if I have, let's say I've still got Pickford in here. Where's Pickford? Like, he's got Bournemouth at home that week. That's fine. Like, I can just go. Like, I'm just left with loads of money in the bank to do this move. I could get, like, anyone I wanted, basically. I mean, I don't really want any. Like, I go and buy Alex Moreno. Like, things look so much better if I don't go Pope in that last mid defender spot. Am I wildcarding? No. So I don't think I'm going to get Pope. But I could get Shah, right? Because I've got exact money in the bank. This could easily be Shah. I just don't know if it's worth it. How old is Shah? The Brighton keeper is 4.4. I mean, to be honest, by this point, we might know who's going to be the right starting keeper for Brighton. Their fixtures there are rubbish, but from further down the line, they are better. It's just if Turner's going to lose his place. I mean, they rotate quite well with... the issue is that chops and changes too much, doesn't it? It's just whether I think... How old is Fabian Schär? $31. I'm just thinking about rotation around the Champions League. Like, is Schär going to play every week? Yeah, Areola over Pope is a move I'm considering, yeah. Fox. So, Botman's so much younger. Is 31... I mean, I know it's player to player, but is 31 old enough to be risking... I mean, like, for a centre-back at 31, like, how old is Van Dijk? 32. Van Dijk does it at 32. But Van Dijk's a monster. All right. Who else is there? Sergio Ramos does it, but he's also a monster. I need to think of less. Like, how... Oh, Ruben Diaz is younger. If you're buying Pope, you don't rotate him. You just play him every week. Newcastle are too good. Am I going to transfer someone out? Yeah, I'm just deciding. I'm going to sell Saliba. But I don't know if it's going to be to Botman or Fabian Schär. Schär is also a monster. Up the mags. Up the tune. Any Newcastle assets scare me. Too much rotation. Craig, do you think that Schär's a risk in the league? Or not? Do you think Schär is a risk in the league? Estupinan, I think Estupinan will start this week. I wouldn't worry about the quotes. De Zerbi's made those quotes before and he played. He actually then played both in a double game week. So he said, oh, he's back late. He played weekend, midweek afterwards. Will Botman drop? Botman won't drop to 4.4 now because people are now going to be buying him. Most likely transfer as have to go Most likely transfer is Saliba to either Botman or Fabian Schär, I think, at the moment. I think. Any team news? Craig, sorry, I know if you're watching, there's a limit on how much you're allowed to chat, but if you could, if any Newcastle fans could let me know what they think about the minutes potential of Schär. Because I fancy it. Playing fancy UCL. I don't play it, actually. One fancy game is more than enough for me. Well, not more than enough. It is 1 for me. Okay. Yeah, Botman or Share, I think. Gabriel for Shah, yes. Like it's basically the same transfer I'm making. Yeah, if I buy the Newcastle defender, I will play them. I wouldn't captain Salah over Haaland. If I want to bring in Maddison or Son, then I may need to get a -8 hit. Is that really required? No. No, don't take hits for Spurs assets this week. Their fixtures aren't good enough long term to do it. Get Botman saves money as well. It's true. You legends. Thank you all very much. 80k subs. I mean, it's crazy. I remember I started last season on 17. It's crazy. Thank you all very, very much. Archer first bench. Yeah. Always favour the attacker. Thank you guys all for the support. Yeah, crazy. Crazy. Sell Henry or Kabore for Botman. Kabore. I wouldn't be selling Rico Henry. Start Foden or Mbuemo. Foden. Cheers, chat. Let's get some dubs and emojis in the chat. Sue. Up at 5 a.m. for this. Josh, you're the real goats here. Lion, sorry, please put your question in. Let me search it. One free transfer, Saka to Son or roll. If you've only got one, I would roll. Apologies. Apologies if I missed that. Salah to Son and Kabore to Trippier. You know selling Salah isn't looking like the best move, but you have 0 in the bank. I wouldn't sell Salah to Son. I don't think those moves are worth it. Newcastle won't clean sheet this weekend, but I don't think Arsenal will either. Playing Mbuemo against Shah, I know I will end up doing that, but it's not ideal. But, yeah. Sterling or Jackson transfer to who? If you can do Sterling to Son, I probably would. But apart from that, nah, it's not needed. Appreciate all the kind words. Playing Mbuemo against Shah, yeah. You already bought Botman 2 weeks ago in place of Shaw before he loses price, but still have him first sub my bench and start Saliba instead of him. Yeah, fair. If I had Botman and Saliba, then I probably would start him. Lion, I'm sorry, I genuinely missed your question. Yeah, if I had Botman and Saliba, I would still start Saliba, but if I'm happy to make the transfer. What players do I think will bang this weekend? Son, this guy, I don't know if you've heard of him. He's quite a big differential this week, I think. And his teammate, James Maddison, both of them. I don't know if I've seen anyone else talking about them, but they're both good assets this week, I think. This is not even this week. One free transfer, would I sell either Foden or Saka to bring in Son? Foden or Saka to bring in Son? I'd sell Foden. Who else? It's hard to predict like big hauls this week. Awanyi, a home to Burnley, I quite like. Botman is back in training. Botman is back in training. No Mbuemo. Keep Visa or sell. I'd sell him. Well, I don't think you need to sell him, but if I was selling him, I'd probably sell him and I'd probably go Morris. I'd probably start targeting the double. With 30 odd minutes to go, forward Haaland, Watkins mid, Mbuemo, Saka, Salah, yeah, and Bowen. Okay. I mean, I'd probably sell Bowen if you've got him. There are a lot of good mids in the game at the moment with better fixtures than Bowen does. You can go back in later down the line, but right now, Bowen's not the one for me. Start Botman or Estupiñán. Probably Botman. Yash, do you want the recipe? Did you ask a question before that? Because I can't see it. Would I start Gvardiol or Estupinan? I'd probably start the City defender. Sell Visa this week to who? Nunes. Nunes is injured, and so I'd probably go Wanyi or I'd go Morris. I'd probably go Visa to Morris. Congrats on 80k. Thank you. Bench Rashford or Sterling. Oh, I don't want to do either. I don't really want to do either. If I had to choose one, I'd probably bench Sterling. Jen, yes, Botman is back. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Thank you, everyone, for joining. 3,100 of you in and watching this morning, and we've just hit 80k subscribers. So what a start to my weekend, hey? As it goes, Harry, Son will close to 15% ownership, but still I vice captain. Haaland is unquestionable captain. He's captain for me this weekend, and he's top of my... thing that goes around in the corner. 35 minutes to go to the deadline. I think Gvardiol will start today, yeah. Watkins to Alvarez or Martinelli to Son? Martinelli to Son. Captain Rave. Slay. Rest was a joke, but your first text on the chat today was regarding transfers. I can't load that far up, so if you could send it again, like it deletes after a while. To save my laptop from overheating. So if you could send it again. Right, Visa tomorrow is done and locked. I don't hate that transfer at all. I'd probably make it myself. Choose one to start out of the three. Matoma, Saliba or Cash. One out of the three. Matoma, Saliba or Cash. Cash probably, because if he plays... I mean, if he plays right mid, he's the best. If he plays right back, he's still a good asset this week, so... Actually, that slow mode's a bit aggressive. Let's lower that down. Is Salah essential when his fixtures improve? No, but I do think you can build a good enough squad with him in it, so I would want him. So Foden to Son, yes. Have to be careful that this wire doesn't come out of my... You know, I just feel like I'm going to buy Fabian Schär this week. Just think the attacking threat is there. And it is good. Gvardiol starts for sure. Yeah, I think so. Foden to Son. I probably would do it. But if you've only got one transfer and you've already got Son, then maybe not. But I probably wouldn't. Even if we decide to wildcard, say on game week 9... 1 or 2 Luton players are vital for 6 and 7. I'd be surprised if 2 are vital. I think a lot of people will buy Morris, but I don't think people will buy on top of that. Like, even defensively, they're so poor defensively that even with a double, I don't really feel like it's worth it unless it's like one of them like Giles. Happy to be back supporting again. Appreciate it, Yash. Son is in your potential buy this week. You've got Jota, Foden, Saka as sells. Leaning Saka... but only because Jota will start this week and Foden as Nottingham Forest next week. I would personally sell Foden first, but Foden to Son is a transfer I would recommend. Am I rolling? No, I've got 2 transfers, so I've got to make one at some point in the stream, but not yet. Sell Gabriel for Botman, Schär, or keep Gabriel. Sell Gabriel for Botman, Schär, or keep Gabriel. I mean, I'm going to... And if you've got 2 transfers, nothing else to do, I would sell Gabriel. 2 secs. I just need to top up my water. I'm back. Got my headphones as well. Andreas, thank you for joining as a member. Drop me a message wherever you prefer. Let's get added to the chat. I swear deadline is 10:30. No, an hour and a half. 11. He scared me. A code for he needs a loo break. I was too quick for that. So, is it 11 a.m. deadline? Yes. Foden to Son, Visa to Archer. Even though you'd have to play Archer. No. Why Mbuemo instead of a Stupinan? Mbuemo's been so good this season. So, it's definitely him. Why no Jesus? I mean, I can't have them all. But I've already got Saka. I'm happy with that. Arsenal are not looking like completely fine at the moment. Pedro to Morris or roll the transfer. I'd probably do Pedro to Morris. When does Jackson become a sell? Probably if he blanks this week, and then I'll just move to Morris and play Morris at home to Wolves. True. 2 free transfers. Nothing you want to do really. Pickford to Flecken. If Pickford's on your bench, fine. Yeah. I could do that, but... Foden to Son, considering Maddison is in your team already. Yes, I still probably would recommend it. Just because you've got him, it doesn't massively impact it. So where are Brentford? Gene, thank you for joining as a member. Mbuemo versus Maddison. Maddison, but I'm not sure I'd sell Mbuemo to buy him. I wouldn't sell Mbuemo. The next 2 fixtures are really nice. What was I looking at? I don't know. I wanted to look at Flecken's fixtures. How good are they? How long are they good for? They're not great. That's Fleck, not Flecken. Good stuff. Everton, Forest, Man United, Burnley, Chelsea, like West Ham. They're not great. I don't think that's worth a transfer, to be honest. I'm going to wait and go Areola, I think. Foden to Son and Jackson to Alvarez for -4. I probably wouldn't. Clean sheet odds for Arsenal seem better. Yeah, but it's one of those things that I've just got a hunch of. That I think they concede, but the stats say they won't, but... Congrats on 80k. So you think I should take out Diaz for Son? Yes, I do. Nunez in or out? Nunez out. Salah to Son? No. Please, is Matoma to Son a good idea? Yes. Son, captain or Haaland? Right. We'll do some rapid fire questions. Just hit the like if you haven't already. We're really close to 1,000 likes. So if you could help, that would be great. But yeah, we'll do some rapid fire ones. Any team news yet? No. How do I become a member? So you go on my channel and then there is a join button here. And then there are 4 tiers you can pick from. Members tier is probably the one I always recommend. You get a nice members only stream and stuff and a group chat and everything. So, but all the information about them is on there. So once you're subscribed, you just go and you click join. Saka is your only Arsenal mid and I don't have any Spurs attack. Would I consider Saka to Son? Yes, I would consider it. Is Botman back? Yes, he was back in training from Wednesday. Third comment today, please reply. Apologies. Onana, team. Sorry, just listing your team does make it hard for me to reply to. I think your team is fine. If you've got nothing else to do, you've got no... I mean, Visa out is probably what I would look at. Visa to Morris, their fixtures are really good. Trippier or Cash? Cash this week, but Trippier to buy. Yash, if you do actually have any news, can you DM it to me rather than just put it in the chat? Player Stupinan or sell? I hope bench is an option. I hope bench is an option. Matoma, a good hold. I'd probably sell him, but he's fine if you want to hold him for Bournemouth next week. Start Henry or a Stupinan. Son or Rashford? Son. Foden to Son for a -4. Probably wouldn't do it for a hit, no. Cash or Morris? Cash. Foden to Son for a free transfer, yes. Wisa a hold. I'd probably do Visa to Morris. Alvarez or Awanyi? Alvarez. Probably Alvarez still. Have I done my transfer yet? No. Maddison captain? No. Mbuemo to Son, no. Foden to Son, yes. Gabriel in on defence. Gabriel should start, so fine. Rashford or Saka to Son. If I had to sell one, I'd sell Saka. Bench, Mitoma or Mbuemo. Mitoma. Mitoma to Mbuemo, good transfer. I mean, it's fine. You don't necessarily need to make it this week. Bowen to Diaby for a hit. No. Odegaard to Son, yes. Newcastle defence or cash. To buy Newcastle to start, cash. Maddison as well as Son is absolutely fine. Pedro to Alvarez, worth it? Yes. Gabriel or Estupinan? Gabriel. Congrats on 80k. Do I think I should take out Diaz for Son? Yes. Sterling to Son. Yes. Any team news on the Liverpool game? No. Not yet. I mean, I'm being sent links from people who are not reliable for team news. So, I mean, if I've got them blocked, they are... Thoughts on Madders being more safe than Son? Sorry, Madders being more safe than Son. I think they're both equally good, so I think he is worth it. That's where the sound is coming from. My laptop. Son captain. He's a good captain, but with Chaël, Saliba, Estupinan, Baldock, Kabore in defence, and Saka and Bremo march out. Yeah, march to Son. Easy. One transfer, march to Son. How do I decide your wild card when you have 50-50 choices in your head? It's really difficult. Gusto, Eze, Salah, Morris, Chua. Option B does look like you've got Morris in both. So it's Gusto, Eze, Salah, or Chilwell, Fernandes, Rashford. I think option 1 is stronger. I think option 1 is stronger. Chat, we're getting a lot of repeated questions. Fine, it's fine. Oh, Andre joined as a GOAT tier member. You absolute legend. Thank you so much. Message me on my favorite place, or your favorite place to message me on Instagram, Twitter, wherever, to get added to the chat. So, Saka or Foden to Son? Probably Foden. Either Rashford or Bruno to Son. If I had to sell one, I'd probably sell Rashford. But Solomon, Son, Kulu, front three apparently for Spurs. What transfers have I made? Nothing yet. Yeah, the people sending me FPL reports on Twitter, I have him blocked and he has me blocked, so I don't think that bodes well for him being particularly reliable. But am I rolling? No, I've got 2 free transfers. Did I hear? Yes, so I think Richarlison will be on the bench. Oh, I've only got 20 minutes. I do need to make... My hands are getting clammy. The stress of the deadline is coming. Not doing a -4 for Botman out before the international break. Oof. Botman will slay. Watkins to Awanyi for a hit. Definitely not. Watkins is a great option that I will be looking to buy in a few weeks. Thank you for joining as a mid-tier member again. Send me a message wherever you want to get added to the chat. So, Son or Haaland as captain. Haaland is top. Congrats on 80k. Appreciate it. Hold Watkins. I don't understand why people are selling him. Villa look like a team who want to score goals. World transfer or one of Saka, Rashford to Son. One of Saka or Rashford to Son. I'd roll. I'd only do that. Sorry, I'd only do that if yeah, I'd only do that if I had 2 free transfers. God, it's crazy this morning. Saliba to Cash. I'd rather Newcastle defender. Is no Spurs a bad move? I don't think it's a bad move because the next couple are harder. So, Sarr or Estupiñán first bench? Estupiñán. Saka or Son? You think Son outscores Saka in the next 5? Then do it. But the question is, does he outscore him in the next 3? Because you could just make the move in game week 8. That's what I'm going to do. Kabore to Shah. Yes, fine move. Archer to Morris and Saliba to Shah. Both fine. I don't think you necessarily need to do Archer to Morris this week. Triple captain Son, are you mad? Correct. You are madness. It's a madness. It is a madness. There'll be doubles. To play your triple captain in a single game week on someone who's not called Erling Haaland, madness. I'm going to do a poll. Maddison only. Son only. Both. Neither. How many points are good for a triple captain? I'd be wanting 10 minimum. Botman confirmed. I can see it already just because fantasy has been weird lately. I picked for a clean sheet. Newcastle concede. Quite possible. Gabriel to Trippier or save the transfer. I'd probably do it. Is Darwin starting? I doubt it. I doubt it. Morris a good buy? Yes. Yeah. You didn't finish answering this. Harry, did I hear about Postecoglou saying yes? So I think the comments from Postecoglou about Richarlison is that he will be on the he'll be on the bench and he won't start. Dave, thank you for joining as a top tier member. Again, message me wherever you want. We don't have any City team news apart from there is no Stones is still out. Grealish is still out. Kovacic is still out. So, we've got 18 minutes to go to the deadline. There are 4,300 of you in here. When did that happen? So, like if you haven't already, and also subscribe. I don't know why I press the button at the same time. What per hours? What to do? 3 point. Can you go what per hours up to Son? Easy or Maddison? Why is Estupiñán benched? Because it is a difficult fixture. And he is playing against Wan-Bissaka. And he has had a late travel back from international duty. Best goalkeeper to buy. Flecken or Pope? Is Diaz starting? I don't know. But I probably imagine... Richarlison out for who? No money in the bank. Diaby then probably. Guys, please, like, team news, just send it to me. Don't put it in the chat. I've got the... Yeah, a lot of people are doing Son at the deadline, which is fair. But I already have Maddison, so there's less need. No Spurs asset. Saka to Son or Foden to Madders. Probably Foden to Madders. No, probably Saka to Son with that. If you have either Son or Maddison, Son. Only one transfer, Luis Diaz to Maddison or Roll. I'd probably do it. Saliba to Trippier. Yeah, if you can afford it. I haven't done Saliba out yet. Sorry, I'm just trying to see if there's any news or anything. I think I'm going to do Saliba to Shah. I mean, watch Botman score. I don't want draft. I haven't played draft before, and I don't plan on playing it now, I don't think. Keep Saliba. He gets a clean sheet today. Well, he doesn't play today, and I actually don't think he keeps a clean sheet tomorrow. It's one of those where I feel like I'm making a move again because I've got 2 transfers rather than because I actually want it. It's good for me long term, right? Will Alvarez start? I think so. Get Botman. So 60% of you are going Maddison only. 9% saying Son only. 12% of you have Son and Maddison both in your team. Don't have Spurs asset. We'll do Weiss tomorrow. So considering using second on Foden to Maddison or Saka to Son. I think I do Saka to Son. Saka is fine. Yeah, Saka is fine. Yeah. We're with you live on stream. Oh, hello, FPL Juice. Welcome. I hope everyone in the studio is doing all well. It's probably not a good time because I'm about to make my transfers and I panic when I do this, let alone with another stream streaming me. But we are, I think Saliba's going to go. I just have that hunch they're going to concede this week. And I think, I think they're going to concede this week. Shah sets me up better. I fancy the little bit of upside on Shah over Botman, and I don't have the money to go up to Trippier based on future transfer plans. Avinash, thank you so much for the mega super chat. You don't need to do this, but massively appreciated. You've got Stupinan, Chaël, Udogie, Henry, plan to sell Pedro Eze by next week. Should I get Alvarez and roll Winfrey transfer? I'd rather... Can you do Eze? Who do you have in your midfield? You can't do Eze up to Son, can you? It's not enough. Or can you? Can you do Eze to Son? If you can, how much is Eze? Is he 4.63 now? Oh, so you can't. Fine. I mean, I think Pedro to Morris is really nice because you've got Jackson. I mean, I don't think it's crazy to do Jackson, Pedro, Eze to Son, Morris, Alvarez. I mean, it's a -4, but I think it works quite well. You get Son in for Eze. You can bench Morris this week and you get Alvarez in for Jackson. I think that's quite nice. I would really consider that. You could, in theory, keep Pedro and do Pedro to Morris next week. So Jackson to Alvarez and Eze up to Son, I would probably do. Anyway, everyone's saying I should just get Botman. I'm going to buy Shah. Maybe I'm going to be wrong. 1 free transfer, Shah in or roll. Won't start this week. If he's not going to start this week, then just roll. There's no need to do it. But how long have we got? 13 minutes to go until the deadline. Thank you all as well. We hit 80k subscribers during the stream today. Massive for me. I massively appreciate everyone joining. 5,000 of you watching the stream now. Thank you all so much for the support. Show the full team. Sorry, I need to make my transfer. So Saliba out, Fabian Schär in. No, I'll just be doing one transfer, I think. Although loads of people are doing Saka to Son today, it feels like. I really hope Saka scores tomorrow. Botman or a Stupinan to start. If I had both of those, I'd probably play Botman. Appreciate it. Pope or Flecken with a Newcastle defender already in. I mean, it depends what it does for your moves further down the line, but I'd probably go Flecken over Pope. The money on Pope just is difficult to do moves further down the line, I think. That's why I looked at my team earlier on. And the Pope transfer blocks me quite a lot going forward. Captaincy, top transfers are all in the top right-hand corner for anyone wondering. Haaland is top for me, followed by Salah, then Son. Botman isn't guaranteed to start. He's had a knock. Yeah, I think he will start this week, though. I think he will start this week. Don't do it. Hey, thanks for the super chat. Congrats for 80k, the one and only. I appreciate it. Right, let's put you all out of your misery and do the transfer. Ooh, right. I've said this before. That play free hit button is completely in the wrong place. They need to move that. There's no way that the biggest button when I go to do a transfer should be highlighted saying play free hit. That should not be there. They need to move that. I almost just clicked on it. So, Saliba to Shah. Boom. Transfer done. I'm going to roll the other one. Next week, I might end up doing Turner to Areola and leaving him on my bench. That's my plan move for next week. It's a really exciting one. So, I've done it. So, Son, captain. Yeah, fine. He's up there in my fixture ticker. Let's end this poll now. I do have another poll I want to ask you all quickly. But I'll keep asking. Arsenal clean sheet confirmed. Yeah, good luck. Fair enough. Quite possibly. Estupinan out for Botman. I wouldn't sell Estupinan. He's one of the best defenders in the game. Shah is a better option in opinion. Will get more assists than Botman. That's the hope. And he gets more goal threat from corners as well. Son or Bruno. I mean, if I was buying one now, I'd buy Son, but I wouldn't move sideways. We don't really have Liverpool news. People are saying that Darwin doesn't start, but we don't know that. You have Mbuemo against Shah, isn't it bad? I mean, it's not ideal, but I didn't really have much else to do with my team, and Shah adds more than just like clean sheet odds. Would you rather, so poll, it's not really relevant to this moment, but would you rather you win FPL or your team wins either the top flight league of whatever, league you're in, so if you're in Spain, or the Champions League? You get the choice. It's anonymous, so vote what you want. Archer or Matoma, please. Matoma. Isn't Saka against Everton worse than Son against Sheffield United? Yeah, but the fixtures after that are still... Like, they're still good for Saka over the next few. They're still good for Saka over the next few. Watkins to Jackson or Roll. Watkins to Jackson or Roll. Roll, definitely. I wouldn't sell Watkins. Foden news, please. We don't know. I imagine he starts, but I don't know. You have Archer, Haaland, Pedro as forwards. 2-3 transfers. Should I get an Alvarez, Nicholas Jackson or someone else? Pedro to Alvarez works. Pedro to Alvarez works quite nicely. Would I do Stones for Shah? Yes, I'd sell Stones. He's not back yet either, so. Bench one, Estupinan, Gusto or Botman. Probably Estupinan. Visa, keep or sell. Visa, sell. Cab, thank you for joining as a member. Again, if you guys want to consider joining membership, you just go on here and there's that little join button there. But thank you all very much for 80.1 legends. There's a join button there. We do these streams every single deadline for 2 hours. We upload 3 videos a week helping you with your teams as well. So that's not a reason to subscribe and like the stream, then I don't really know what is. Bowen to Son or Sterling with a -4. Son, definitely. Is Salah captain option this week by any chance? He's third in my list, but he is behind Haaland and he is behind Son. Pope or Flecken? It depends if you need them this week, but I probably would buy Flecken. I think the Pope transfer blocks too much going forward. Botman or Estupiñán? I mean, I'm starting Shah, so I back the Newcastle option over the Brentford one. Part of me is saying I should do Saka to Son as well. Part of me is saying I should do Saka to Son as well, but are Arsenal defenders urgent transfers out? No. They're not urgent. I just had 2 free transfers. Part of me is saying I should do Saka to Son. Where can I join? You can't see the join button. You have to be on like laptop or PC. You can't be on mobile or tablet. For some reason, YouTube doesn't let it. Well, it's because Apple take too much. They take a percentage cut. So they just don't allow you to do it on there because they don't want that happening. I think. Just do Saka to Son. Interesting that people would rather win FPL. Do it quick. Roll. FOMO is real. Saka to Son in 8. I'll do it in 8 anyway. It's just whether I think over the next 3. Whether I think over the next 3 it's worth it. I don't like leaving decisions that I haven't even thought about 5 minutes before the deadline, though. Next week they play against each other. And then game week 7, they play on the same day. So I'm probably going to leave it. I do like that Bournemouth fixture. I think I'm going to just leave it. Am I also happy with the vice captain on Maddison? Yeah, probably. Right. Bench Saliba or Mitoma? Probably Saliba. I always favour the attacker. Why Shah over Botman? More attacking threat. More attacking threat. Play Gabriel or Estupiñán. Gabriel. Ruben Diaz or Estupiñán to start. Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz. Saka to Son later on. You have Madders anyway. Yeah, I'm going to roll it. I'm going to roll. Mitoma or Botman to start. Probably Mitoma. I just favour the attacker. Saliba over Estupiñán. Why change since yesterday? Well, Saliba's gone. Saliba's gone. Saliba has been sold. Fabian Schär has come in. Game week 5. Saliba to Shah. Rolling the second transfer. Cool. Where's Scar gone? Shah is there now. Scar. Archer first bench over Estupiñán. Yes, always favour the attacker. Archers look really good, but I mean, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I swap them. Save my team. Right. Captain Son or Haaland? Haaland. Is Botman fit to start? I think so, yes. How much money do I have in the bank? Like 1.9 million. 1.9 million or something. Start 1, Estupiñán or Henry. Estupiñán over Henry. I'm going for some. I'm going to keep it as is. Son to punish Harry? Maybe. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. But hopefully Saka punishes the people who sold him. Just is Saka to Son. Well, good luck with it. Gabriel or Shah? I'd probably start Gabriel over Shah. I would have started Saliba over Shah if I did him, but would I captain Son? Saka or Son? Son over Saka. He's higher in my captaincy ranking. Saka's not even in my captaincy ranking this week. Haaland, captain. Sorry, one sec. So we have got 2 minutes to go to the deadline. Get Son, my man. I'm not doing it. I'm rolling. Your Newcastle player's not showing. He is now. It's there. It's there. Best striker options. I don't think like Alvarez probably, but I don't think striker options are really worth transfer this week. Sell Visa for who with 4.3 million in the bank. I mean, I still like Watkins. I'm going to regret not going Son. Oof. We can see Shah. Forward options, yeah. I mean, probably Alvarez or Morris if I was buying one, or Watkins. Will Guardiola play? I think so. Mbuemo or Pedro, I play Mbuemo. Edison or Turner, I play Turner. Udogie 2 assists incoming. Fingers crossed. You've gone Botman. Good luck. Morris. Jesus long term over Jackson. Yeah, possibly. You've got Son as captain. Good luck. When do I plan to wildcard? I plan on holding my wildcard as long as I can, I think. Bruno to Son is so obvious. People are not happy that I'm not getting Son. People are not happy with it. 30 seconds. Flecken or Turner to start. Turner, definitely. Turner or Johnson. Probably Turner. Start Anderson or Estupiñán. Probably Estupiñán. I don't think Botsman starts there. Proper save for the UCL. I think he needs minutes in his leg, so I think he'll start. Foden or Son. Martinelli or Watkins. Martinelli. It's Turner to start. Yes. I think Jesus is unloved at the moment. Yeah, I agree. He was in my top 5 players to buy the video this week. You've captained Maddison. Good luck with it. That is 11 o'clock. So by the time you see this, the deadline has already gone. The deadline has passed. Deadline has gone, everyone. It's done. It's locked. The game is over. Game week deadline has passed. We will stick around for just a little bit more. I talk about next week and content and stuff coming this week for you all. I'm now really close to the mic, but I don't know if it's fine. You like my choice, very disciplined. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Ooh. Yeah, FOMO on Son for sure. But the thing is, if I'd have bought Sterling last week and didn't have Maddison, I probably would have bought Son this week. But because I bought Maddison over Sterling last week, the need for me to buy Son was less this week than previously. So, yeah, thank you all. We've hit 80k subs. Crazy. Thank you all so much. Any of you heading off now, enjoy the weekend. Have a good game week, hopefully. But I hope everyone that has bought Son in gets less points than Bukayo Saka does.
I captained Nwanyi.
You what?
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Holly's just told me she has decided to captain Nwanyi this weekend. She's gone again.
Differential.
As a differential. You don't fancy Haaland this week?
No, I'm spicing it up.
Spicing it up.
Mum's captain's on.
Paul, thank you for joining as a GOAT tier. Send me a message on somewhere to get me to get added to all the group chats, Instagram or Twitter. Sorry? Your mum captain Son?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Differential captains all over the board today, this weekend. Your dad probably forgot the deadline.
Probably, yeah.
I can turn this slow mode down. Massive. Good shout, to be fair. People are saying you're ballsy. Some good shouts. Let me turn slow mode right down for you. Awani hat-trick incoming. Holly knows what's up. They're quite... Oh no, your mum knows what's up. Holly's mum, Captain Son. Is Holly my girlfriend? Yes, she is. Holly, they don't think you exist. That's not even replying to me. H? Where's she gone? I like it. Son is my captain. Wow.
Hello?
They don't think you exist.
I'm not coming on. I have wet hair.
She's just been in the shower. She's not coming on. She has wet hair.
So, I've got it in a bun. Your lights are so bright.
My lights are bright, all right? But they need to be bright.
Can you go back then and I'll say hello?
You want me to come back? But then the green screen goes. You can have a look at the room.
There aren't that many people on the actual
There's just...
now, are there?
Yeah.
Hi. Yeah, I have to put up with him.
No, you're meant to say something nice.
For 7 years.
Yeah. For 7 years. Not quite.
In a month.
In a month.
You know our anniversary, don't you, Haz?
People have said if she's ignoring you, then she's definitely real.
Yeah.
The lights make me look young. I can play all around with them. Let her put on a hat. They say hi.
Hi, everyone.
Wait, she actually exists. Right. What was I going to do?
I appreciate the comments that say that you're punching.
Yeah.
They always make my day.
She's appreciating the ego boost she's getting from the chat, and I am.
You got told that you have a fat head.
Yeah.
Have you told them that?
Someone on my comments the other day said, "Lol, you have a much fatter head than last year." And I was like, that is so rude. They're saying I should marry you.
Well, yeah, I'm waiting.
No. Yeah, someone said, "Lol, you have a much fatter head than last year," which I thought was a bit much. But each to their own. Bro's just talking to the wall. Anyway, transfer next week. I actually don't have loads that I'm going to end up doing next week because, again, my team looks pretty strong for next week. I have a beautiful head. Thanks.
No, you're getting an ego boost.
Yeah, I needed it. I didn't even eat my malt loaf on stream.
That's my malt loaf.
No, I'm allowed a malt loaf. Soreen. It was my little snack if I got hungry, but there was too much going on. You were just sitting closer to the camera. Did I get her a ring? Lock her in like I do with my FPL team. His graphics are really improving. Thanks. And no, I haven't got her a ring yet. Doesn't deserve a ring when she captains people like Awani. Start making good FPL decisions and then maybe we'll talk. Watch Awani score on Monday night and Haaland blank away at West Ham.
No, you're not proposing to me on deadline stream. Absolutely not. I would say no.
Okay. What transfer did I make? So I did Saliba to Shah. This is an interesting end to the stream. We haven't done this before. So team for next week. Shah will start over Doggy. I mean, it looks like this. This best part of the stream. Well, maybe we'll do this every week. Holly, we've got a new segment of the stream coming every week. It's called. It's once the deadline passes. It's Harry and Holly's section, or the section where you sit in the next room and I talk to you and you slightly reply back, like we've done today. I just sort of shout things at you, apparently. Yeah. Correct, Duncan. He said, not yet. Ring confirmed. Unbelievable. Right. Let's look at FPL again. Harry, I'm going bald, so I'll probably watch Raptor from now on. Yeah, that's probably fair enough. This is I don't really know what this is like. What's that show in America with the guy from South Africa? Anyway, he has just like chat after the show. Anyway, this is my team for next week. I don't know what transfer I'm going to do. I might bring in. It depends. All eyes on Nicholas Jackson and Kabore this weekend. If Kabore doesn't start, I may sell him. Yeah, if Kabore doesn't start, then I may sell him. If Jackson doesn't start, then... Oh, if Jackson doesn't perform, then I could sell him as well. Which week will I likely wildcard? Either game week 10 or I will hold it to the end or later on in the season. I'm going to do my best. Gusto, Henry, Stephen and Doggy Cash him to move out next week to bring in Botman. I mean, it might be time for Gusto to go, but you don't... Yeah, maybe it's Gusto. Who would I bench? They want a marriage poll.
No.
Holly vetoed the marriage poll. Oh, the Daily Show with Trevor Noah. That is the one. Correct. I've just seen clips of it. Don't watch it. No Salah is worrying. It's true, but I'm going to buy him in like game week 8 or game week 9. I do have a plan for it. So, we don't know anything on Turner. No. So in terms of transfer plans for next week, there'll be a video out on Sunday once I've had a little bit more time to think about it. I am planning on this week. So next week, I actually plan on selling Turner and buying Areola. It's really exciting, I know. Really exciting for Man City, Liverpool, Newcastle, but it's all part of the plan. So then next week, that's my plan move. Going into game week 7, I would then also have 2 transfers. And then I'll probably do Jackson to Morris. So yeah. What camera do I use? I use a Sony, I think it's called the Sony ZV-1. I got it like a year and a half ago. It's really good. It's quite small in terms of size, but it's very quality. The only thing is it doesn't have a very wide lens. So like it cuts me out like quite a lot. But if you join, send me a message on like Instagram or Twitter to get added to the memberships if you did join today. This was my final squad for the weekend. This site is completely free to use. They also have an app, and I would massively recommend everyone having it. It just allows you to see like what your team looks like for future game weeks. It's called planfpl.com. So yeah, they have a website and they also have an app as well. So yeah, that's the plan going into the next few weeks. All eyes on Kabore and Jackson this week about what my transfers could potentially do next week. So yeah, cool. So that I'm going to wrap it up there. Membership, yes. So there are memberships to the channel. There are 4 levels of membership. You have base tier, mid tier, top tier, and then GOAT tier. So base tier just gets you like stream perks and any questions on videos as well. They get like highlighted, so I can do my best to answer them. And you get like all the emojis and badges in the chat. So I can like, yeah, see your message in the live streams much easier. Mid tier is like members only content. So you get a weekly Monday morning game week review from me, and you get a Friday members only stream. Oh yeah, Plan FPL. I'll plug the link. Here is Plan FPL. Oh, that you don't need the planner part. Mid-tier, yes, you get those like members only stuff. Top tier, I can help you one-to-one with your team. And then GOAT tier, obviously something to remind you all that if anyone's signing up for memberships, no membership tiers get you access to my team. I will never put my team behind a paywall for anyone, whether you get it, whether you're a member to the highest tier or whether you are just someone who doesn't follow me or follows me on Twitter, you'll get the exact same information around my team and my transfers. Cool. So that is going to be all for today. Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully Son doesn't do too much today and hopefully Shah scores a bullet header. That is what we can hope for. Thank you all so much for joining. Thank you all for tuning in. Massively appreciated. Like before you go if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new around here and you're still watching. And if you have joined as a member, message me on Instagram or Twitter and I'll get you added to the group chat as well over the weekend or probably today. Cool. Thank you all for watching. Massively appreciate it. 80k subs today as well is crazy. Have a lovely weekend. Green arrows all around and I will see you all again very soon.